Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for March 18th. March 18th is the 77th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 78th in leap years, with 288 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is miracle. Miracle is a noun that means an extraordinary event manifesting divine intervention in human affairs, an extremely outstanding or unusual event, thing, or accomplishment, or a divinely natural phenomenon experienced humanly as the fulfillment of spiritual law. The word miracle comes to us from Middle English, Anglo-French before that, and ultimately from Latin. First known use of the word miracle is in the 1100s. Miracle. And with that, we're going to start on March 18th in the year 1068, which is when the 1068 Near East earthquake happened. This was likely a sequence of earthquakes with epicenters in or near present-day Syria in an area referred to as the Levant, and in the Arabian Peninsula. This one was pretty bad, killing somewhere around 20,000 people. This is the birthday of John C. Calhoun, born March 18, 1782. He doesn't look like a particularly happy guy, does he? I think maybe he wasn't. They did elections a little bit differently back then, and he was elected vice president under John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. I get the feeling he didn't like Andrew Jackson at all. He resigned the vice presidency with 2 months left in his term and switched parties to try to run for president, but that didn't go the way he wanted either. He came to be known as the Cast Iron Man because of his rigid views, beliefs, and practices. John C. Calhoun lived to the age of 68. This is the birthday of American politician and lawyer and 22nd and 24th President of the United States, Grover Cleveland, born March 18, 1837. He is so far the only president in American history to serve 2 non-consecutive terms, with an interlude by President Benjamin Harrison serving as the 23rd president. Grover Cleveland lived to the age of 71. This is the birthday of American mystic and psychic Edgar Cayce, born March 18, 1877. Edgar Cayce had some sort of unusual gift or gifts, which have earned him both praise and skepticism. Known as the sleeping prophet, he would go into a trance-like state and answer all sorts of questions. Edgar Cayce lived to the age of 67. Penny Lane is a street in Liverpool, England, which is where the Beatles are from, born and raised, all 4. The song Penny Lane features descriptions of places and people Paul remembered growing up, and I think if Paul McCartney hadn't been a songwriter, he certainly could have been a top-selling fiction writer if he'd mind to. The way he introduces and intertwines the elements and characters in some of his songs, particularly in Penny Lane. The Fab Four began recording Penny Lane in December of 1966 for their album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. But the record company needed a single right now, so they released Penny Lane as a double A single, with the other song being Strawberry Fields Forever. They didn't want to include Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields Forever on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band now, since they had just been released as singles, but they did include them on the Magical Mystery Tour album later on in 1967. We're talking about Penny Lane today because it hit number 1 on March 18, 1967. It was only in that spot for a week, I think, because of some special rule about the sales of double-A singles. Penny Lane by the Beatles, March 18, 1967. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job. Third time better be a charm. January 2nd. The 16th. It's all written in Roman numerals, so I had to translate it. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.